Well, it was windy and the weather was warm.
We were going to be doing lots of songs.
It just gave me this nice feeling.
Because I like my voice.
I think it's because I live right next to a farm.
A big red bus came in, it's a double-decker bus. And there's sheep in the field where I live, and I really like sheep.
Now the songs about our soldiers and our sailors by the score, and a tinkers and a tailors, other men by galore. But I'll sing you a wee bit ditty that you've never heard afore, the canny shepherd laddie of the hills. Oh, the
shepherds of the Plunkett and the Alnwick and the Reed, the bowmen and we may share around the same breed, with their collie dogs and England when they stick with a horn and key, as the canny shepherd laddies of the hills.
Without any further ado, let's cut the ribbon, get aboard and head for the hills. Hey!
The main aim of the project was really to find out if local songs are still being sung by children, within family groups, within community groups, or is it because people have moved away so much to different parts of the country that maybe we're starting to lose that important part of our heritage? Because we live here, or because we're born here, it means that it sort of belongs to us and it's up to us to look after it. I came up with the idea of actually going into schools. If you could go home and you could ask your mums and dads and your grandmas and grandads or your aunties and uncles how they learned to sing when they were little, what songs, if they can remember any. The natural course of the Coquet Valley, being in the valley schools as in Branton, Whittingham, Netherton, Harbottle, Thropton and Rothbury, made me think of certain songs that the children might be able to relate to. Who knows what a spuggy is?
No one.
We went in for there was a series of 4 workshops, and the first one was really to get to know the children, for them to get to know me. It's a bird and it's Northumbrian for sparrow. Doon came the rain and washed the spuggy out. And a lot of children hadn't really had the exposure to the local dialect. The children's reaction was that, you can't say that, that's a rude word. So it was actually, that was quite a barrier to overcome, because used in the right context and used at the right time, no, they're not rude words and they're not slang. They're important words that have been here for hundreds of years.
And what rhymes with coo?
Cow.
A soo. And a soo, that's a sow, isn't it?
Have you heard of Breedsdale, up Otterburn way? Well, I went to live up there. I met someone and this person sang this song and I really liked it.
We were talking about what songs we could do or what songs would be good for them to learn, and this Mary or Tarry came back into my mind as being a real possibility.
My father bought a horse and my mother a coo, my brother a pig and my sister a stew. Ye can marry or tarry or bide as you be.
The remarkable thing for me was that the kids picked up the songs so quickly. By the end of the first session, they really knew it.
In the hen, whistling frae the roaring and singing frae the wren, ye can marry or...
I just wanted songs that were snappy and short and about things that the children could relate to. You get milk from the cow and bacon from the pig and all of that. And it was quite good because all the little verses were rhyming and it was easy enough for them to remember, because it is quite a long song, but it was quite good fun trying to see if they could remember all the animals. And the wagon way.
A wagon. But only wagons from a wagon.
A wagon way, like a road. And when this song was written, a long, long time ago, there wasn't any cars. Once we discussed what a wagon way was, and one little boy, I can't remember which school it was, but he suddenly was like a light bulb. He went, "Oh, we've got a wagon way on our farm," and he could remember. So he straight away could relate to this wagon way. So he's coming back from the fields with all his hay. Yeah, well, you can see him in the distance yonder. That's a long way away. Yonder comes my canny lad, and he's coming along to me. Hi, seen out of my lad, coming down the wagon way, pockets full of money and his cart load of hay. 'Cause my lad's a canny lad, the canniest I've seen, fair, frowsy, freckled and his blend of an ee. After the first couple of workshops, the children got an easier feeling with the songs and relaxed a little bit. They learned them so quickly. I was astounded because there was a lot of words for them to learn. The song that had the biggest impact was the Canny Shepherd Laddie of the Hills, because nearly every school we went to, if the daddies weren't shepherds or the mums were doing the shepherding, grandas, aunties, uncles, there was some connection. We were thinking as to how we could celebrate this culture that we so luckily have. So the idea was born that we would hire a double-decker bus and we would set off from the Bailiffgate Museum, travel on to our first destination, which was Branton, and then on to all the other schools that had taken part.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm just going to play some music and then have a song, and then the children are going to sing the songs that we've been learning. Just take off your coat, roll up your sleeves, have a game for the crack, and have a game for the crack, lads, have a game for the crack. With a batter, a ball, a boot or a shoe, a having the gear, we'll have a make do. How are you joining the fun, lads? Dibben just lay on your back. Take off your coat, roll up your sleeves, have a game for the crack. The sheep's in the meadow, the calves in the corn. Thou sour lamb in thy bed, bonny at morn.
I thought it was a wonderful day for a bunch of singers and instrumentalists to spend a day on the top deck of a double-decker bus going around Northumbrian.
We talked quite a bit about what heritage is, what heritage means to us, and just the very fact that, you know, we're proud to live where we do and be Northumbrians.
I think it's awfully good for children to do things independent of their teachers and their parents.
At every occasion there was an abundance of people who would come along to support the children and support the community as well, and have a lovely time sharing in some refreshments and having some music.
We've got some black clouds. We'd like to sort of chance it and try and have our singing and music today out of doors.
You can marry or tarry or bide as you be. It's iron to me if you marry me or no. I've a bought a cock and me mother a hen, me brother a robin and my sister a wren. You can marry or tarry or bide as you be. It's iron to me if you marry me or no.
Oh, Rose of Alnwick, sweet Rose of Alnwick, by far the sweetest flower there, 'twas the Rose of We send the dogs out run the sheep. The cows have gone out wide, and whistle we know so shrill.
When I was about 5-year-old, I was starting school. I remember I was very keen on doing the old Tyneside songs, and I used to get my leg pulled by some of my mates. Like that was how I sort of started. I just got that inclination to sing the old songs. Like.
That's the canny shepherd laddie of the hills.
Oh, the shepherds are the Cuckers and the Alwyn and the Reeds, the Bowmans and the Breamish, they are all the same breed. With their collie dogs, I hate them, and they stick with horn and key. That's the canny shepherd laddies of the hills.
Children nowadays should be able to sort of hear, at least get the chance to hear these songs, and if they want to take it up, well, that's up to them. Like.
Over the moss and the mire, I'm going to see my lass that lives in Exton.
Because of the way people move around these days, probably not a huge number of the children would have come from families that have been well established up the Coquet, but certainly a handful would. It's great and important to encourage that sense of identity.
Sing the songs together that we've been doing, and then we'll get started on the key.
One of our boys here, his granddad had a recording of, I think, some of his family members.
It just said, do you have anything from any family? They just said about they having a disc and they would get in touch.
So who is it that's actually singing on the CD?
Well, Adam Jackson, which is my uncle.
And it says he was born in 1908 at Goulscliff?
College Valley.
In the College Valley. Oh, one of a family of 17 children, yeah, so it says him.
I think sometimes we discourage children from using almost the dialect words, so it's really nice when you're doing a project where we're actually encouraging them.
You learn new words and what people used to talk like.
It's so important to be able to speak in dialect and to have that accent and to be proud of it.
The singing, Mario Terry, because it has most of the animals that are on our farm.
It's really important for the children to step away from Disney and lovely cartoons from America and actually connect with where they come from and what was real to their parents and grandparents. And because of that, I think this sort of project's crucial.
It was a great chance to get the community to come into school, and we could interact with all these people that just came to our door, which was fantastic. When Alastair and Graham sang a duet unaccompanied, and I think the children were quite surprised because it's not a man thing to do, is it? I think that blew their brains.
One little girl, she recognised that there was a lot to do about farming and that's what she really enjoys.
Because I like diggers and tractors.
She had a really close relationship with 2 or 3 of the songs and enjoyed singing them to her dad. We have an annual Rothbury Music Festival and several of the children wanted to take part in that. The children were so confident in their singing, they knew that they would do well. And they didn't have any qualms about standing up in front of complete strangers in a completely different building, wasn't here, and be able to sing.
They get a lot of benefits from having a project like this because they learn about the local traditions in the area in which they live, which they haven't always got access to. So what we've planned to do is to have Northumbrian work as part of our 2-year cycle. Something that we'll, build on, and so that it's part of the curriculum.
I like the game for the crack, because I like the sounds for it.
I like the word canny.
It was a Northumbrian accent, but there was like dune and oot.
The Canny Shepherd Laddie, because I live in the hills and it's just a really fun song.
It makes me think about what it's like to live in Northumberland.
My favourite part of all of that was probably everything.